Let me ask you, though, you mentioned poverty alleviation as one of the themes in your higher purpose. How does Whole Foods impact on poverty alleviation? What's the connection there? How can you do that?
Are you talking about, you want me to talk about the Whole Planet Foundation? Are you talking about what we're doing there with our microcredit loans in the developing world?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I want to know what you're doing to alleviate poverty in the world.
Okay.
Okay.
We started about 8 years ago a foundation we call the Whole Planet Foundation. I read Muhammad Yunus's book, Banker to the Poor. And I don't know if you've read that book. That's an amazing book. And I read that and I thought, this is incredible. And then somehow or other I got to meet Muhammad Yunus, and I was so impressed with him that, I want to work with this guy. And so we created the Whole Planet Foundation, which does microcredit loans. Our theory is Whole Foods Market trades in like 79 countries right now around the world. And we think that we potentially can do projects in all 79 countries, and we're expanding the number of countries that we do business in all the time. So it's kind of like when we think about our social responsibility. What's our responsibility to communities? And we have a responsibility where we have stores. We have responsibility in San Francisco and Palo Alto and Mill Valley and Berkeley, wherever we have stores. And we feel like we have responsibilities across the United States because we're trading all over the United States. But then, do we have a responsibility to these communities in the developing world where we're sourcing a lot of products? We thought about it and we said, you know what, I think we do. And how can we best impact in a positive way these communities we're trading in? We said, why don't we start microcredit? Why don't we make microcredit loans in these developing countries? So we started doing that, and now we're in 55 countries. We've done microcredit loans in 55 countries. We've now made about 300,000 loans, therefore impacting about 1.2 million people. And they're 93% women. And the most staggering statistic at all, there's no collateral on these loans, and there's no contract. And yet there's a 98% repayment. It's astounding, isn't it? I mean, that's a lot better repayment than we got in our local loan program. And we've got collateral and contracts there.
Do you use the Grameen methodology?
We do. Yeah. And we also set up a volunteer program with our team members. Our team, we've got our own little kind of Peace Corps where Whole Foods Market team members can volunteer for a couple of weeks. And the young millennials go down there and their lives are changed. Right. It's phenomenal. So that's one thing we're doing for poverty alleviation. Another thing that we're in the process of developing, mostly due to the brilliant efforts of my co-CEO Walter Robb, who lives here in the Bay Area, we're starting a new foundation called the Whole Cities Foundation, because we really want to go into these food deserts where there's a lack of access to healthy, nutritious food, and we're developing a new business model for it. We're gonna have out of the way locations. We're gonna pay low rent. We're not gonna make fancy stores. They're gonna be simple, smaller stores, and we're gonna cut our labor back, so we'll be less service, but it's gonna be a lot less expensive. It's gonna be available in these food desert areas. So we think that's going to help alleviate poverty, because it's going to help people that doesn't have access to healthy foods to be able to afford natural and organic foods in much lower prices. So we're excited about that.